the question Nidhi has raised is about security, and especially with respect to being a girl. We'll have to understand it fully, completely. Firstly, what does security mean? And more so in context of being a woman. What is danger? Because you talk of security only when there is danger, right? What is danger? What is danger? You face a snake. You face a snake, let's say. And then the snake goes away. There are two kinds of happenings possible in this instant. One, the snake goes away but never really goes away. And second, the snake actually goes away. Sounds like a riddle, right? I'll make it simpler for you. Let's say there is a photographic plate and a mirror. And a snake passes in front of both of them. There is a photographic plate and a mirror, and a snake passes in front of both of them. Of course, the snake is fearful, it's a poisonous snake, it can cause death. So there is danger, real danger. When the snake is in front of the mirror and the photographic plate, it will show up in the mirror and in the photographic plate as well. Correct? You look into the mirror and what will you find? A snake. And you look into a photographic plate and there also what will you find? The snake. Because the snake is there right now in that instant. But then the snake goes away. In a while the snake goes away. Will the mirror still show the snake?
No, sir.
What about the photographic plate? It will still show the snake. Now the snake has caused a permanent imprint on the plate. The plate can never forget now that a snake passed in front of me. The snake is long gone. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and the snake is not returning. But the plate remembers permanently. The snake has caused a permanent impression upon the photographic plate. And the plate can't forget it. The plate is living in perpetual fear, constant fear. What are our minds like? The mirror or the photographic plate?
The photographic plate.
Mostly like the photographic plate. It's alright to respond to danger when danger is in front of us. When the snake is there, alright, let the mind show the snake, let the mind be occupied with the snake when the snake is there, when danger is there. But even when there is no danger, a mind full of fear remains afraid. And that is hell. There is nothing. There is actually nothing, but the mind is imagining so many fears. That can happen, this can happen. And when you imagine so many fears, then what do you want? Security. Security. How many of these dangers that we are talking of actually real? Because the question of security arises only when the danger is real, and only to the extent when danger is real. To the extent danger is real, it's alright to talk of security. But why talk of security when the danger is imaginary? Why act like the photographic plate, whose mind has become permanently filled with fear? Who can't forget what happened a long time back? Is still living in the past. Are you getting it? Are you getting it? Now, how do our minds act? You read of one particular instance in the newspapers, and it creates a permanent imprint on the mind, right? The mind gets full of fear. And because the mind becomes fearful, now it cannot be attentive. Now it cannot understand the reality. Once a mind has been captured by fear, it becomes impossible for us to know the reality. Because an afraid mind cannot look directly. You cannot understand anything when you are afraid. You read of one instance in the newspapers and you forget that there are lakhs and lakhs of working women in a metro town, metro city. One out of 20 lakh. What percentage does that make? 1%. What percentage does that make? A minuscule. 10 raised to the power minus 5, minus 6, minus 7. That order. Right? But how do you take it? As if this is happening with everybody. As if this is a real danger in front of me. Because you are not attentive, you are not looking at it carefully. And because there is a powerful constituency, powerful forces who gain by terrifying you. If you are not afraid, why would you watch all these news channels that spread nothing but fear? Have you ever observed this? If you are afraid, you watch more of the news that make you further afraid. When you are afraid, you watch more of the news. You in fact select those news to watch that terrify you all the more. And they know this. The newspapers and the TV channels, they know this very well. They know that peace does not sell. They know that calmness does not sell. They know that agitation sells. They will never publish that, tonight 1.5 crore people in the metro slept peacefully. They will not publish that. They would rather publish that there was one murder somewhere. Now 1.5 crore people are sleeping peacefully, and that is not news. Because that is peace. And peace does not sell. But one murder, that sells. And that would be flashed again and again and again. Have you ever wondered why your newspapers are full of only greed and murder and corruption and rape? Only that sells. Because we are afraid and we want to read that. There is a titillation in that. There is some kind of pleasure that we derive in reading all that. Is that real?
No, sir.
Is that real? Fear is justified to the extent danger is real. Beyond that, fear is just madness. There was a Buddhist scholar, Nagarjuna. He talked of a painter. He talked of a painter who fills his entire room with terrifying paintings painted by himself. So on this wall he paints a demon. There he paints another horrible scene. Something there, and he's painting it himself. And then he becomes totally afraid of what he has painted. Such is our foolishness. First of all, we create these imaginary fears, and then we became afraid of what we ourselves are imagining. Are you getting it? First of all, you paint something, an imaginary thing, and then you look at it and then you become afraid. Oh my God, how horrible. And you forget that it is not there. You yourself have painted it. It does not exist. First you paint it and then you faint. Paint and faint. That's your life. You are believing in your own lies. First of all, you lie to yourself that this is the world. Such is the state of the world. And then you start believing in your own lies. And you cause damage to yourself and to those near you. That is one part about security. Alright? The second part about being a woman. Security in the context of being a woman. Nidhi, security has a price tag attached to it. It comes at great cost. The price of security is freedom. The more secure you want to be, the more you will have to give up your freedom. And that has been done to women since centuries. Behind the pretext of making them more safe, more secure, their freedom has been taken away. There is great security in a cage. A bird in a cage is very, very safe and secure. No cat, no dog can hurt it. And the master feeds it daily, regularly, once in the morning, once in the evening. There is great security in a cage. But do you want to be in a cage?
No.
Or would you rather fly in the vast open sky, even if that means running a little bit of risk? Yes. What would you want? A little bit of risk, but flight, or great security in the cage? What do you want? To fly or to be in the cage?
Fly.
But if you fly, there is a little bit of risk involved. An eagle may swoop down upon you. You may die. And you'll have to look for your own food. No master will come and feed you regularly. Women have been made or attempted to be made very, very secure. And what have they been given? They have been given the confines of the house, that you stay within these four walls so that you can be secure. And that has killed them. That has killed them, really. Women, in order to be made secure, have been given all kinds of wheels. That's what it said, right? That when you wear this, then you are more secure. Do you want to be like that? Or rather run some risk, but live at least.
Some risk.
Run a risk, but then you will be alive, at least alive. Right? You are intelligent, exercise that intelligence. Alright?